Alright, let's dive into the wild roller coaster that was UFC 315, because things got messy, emotional, and downright brutal. First, the whole MMA world was left speechless after Jose Aldo's controversial fight. Aldo faced off against Ayman Zahabi, and honestly, a lot of fans thought Aldo should have been the one with his hand raised. But the judges saw it differently, handing Zahabi the win by unanimous decision, and you could just feel the disappointment in the air inside that packed arena in Montreal. But Aldo wasn't about to leave quietly. Right there, in front of everyone, he dropped the bombshell. He's retiring. The UFC Hall of Famer took to social media and poured his heart out in a statement that had the entire MMA community wiping tears. Aldo wrote, "This may have been my last time inside the octagon. This week I faced one of the biggest battles of my life, and it wasn't against an opponent, but within myself." Aldo shared how chasing that championship dream pushed him to his limits, but during his tough weight cut he realized he didn't need this anymore. Now he's ready to live for his family and honor the legacy he built with blood, sweat, and faith. He thanked everyone, Dana, Lorenzo, the UFC, and especially the fans. Aldo walks away as a legend with his head high. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall's frustration is boiling over. He's been pushing hard for a fight with Jon Jones, but now it's more complicated. Jones is set to coach against Nate Diaz on the Russian version of The Ultimate Fighter in Thailand. Tom, on the High Performance podcast, made it clear he's fed up and wants the UFC to make it happen or let him move on.
What do you think you can do to make that fight happen?
Me personally, I can't do anything. I think it's down to me. I think on his side, so I will fight whenever, wherever he wants. But it's down to money, I think.
Can you say he's afraid to take the risk? What do you mean by that?
I just think that at this stage in his career, he's had an amazing career. I just think that he's like 37, 38 years old, but not only that, he's got a million miles on the clock. So he's got a lot of damage on the body. He's took a lot of shots to the head. And that's not me saying anything negative about it. That's the reality of it. And I'm sure Jon Jones is aware of that. When you put him in with, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but I'm literally the most dangerous guy in the UFC if you look at the stats. When you put him in with a guy of my size who has them credentials at this stage in his career, I think Jon's a smart guy and he realises that, so he wants compensating financially for it.
And how does it feel that you constantly have to address this topic?
Oh, I'm well bored of it. I've had enough. We either need to fight or I need to move on and do something else.
Meanwhile, over in Dan Hooker's world, the Hangman just had his second surgery on that stubborn injured hand. Remember, this injury pulled him out of his scheduled UFC 313 fight against Justin Gaethje. Hooker posted a video online updating fans that the surgery was finally done, and he shared how the whole thing went.
I just had a second hand surgery today, and not a major. I just had too much scar tissue in the joint, so they just went in and just like cleaned it out in there. But it was pretty freaky. They kept me awake for the first half of the surgery, and I remember kind of coming to, and there was like the curtain, and then I pulled the curtain down, had a look over, and I was watching them do it. They were like cutting into my hand, and I could like you could see the screws and stuff. It was pretty, and then I was like, I'll wait for a bit, and then I was like, nah, this kind of hurts now. I was like, can you just knock me out? And then they knocked me out for the second half of it. But all good, went sweet as. Be back to it in no time. Got my yo.
But you know what really caught fans off guard? Sean O'Malley's prank gone wrong. In a video on his own YouTube channel, O'Malley and his buddy decided it would be hilarious to dress up in safety vests and pretend to be authorities messing with a random civilian. Well, the man they pranked wasn't amused when they revealed it was all a joke. The guy told them straight up they were lucky he didn't knock them both out on the spot. This video has been floating around for a while, but recently blew up again, and fans can't stop talking about how close O'Malley came to a serious beatdown.
Is this your guys' car? Yeah. Oh, I'm just doing my job. Somebody called me about someone parked on pump 2 and they weren't pumping gas.
I hooked up.
Yeah.
My brother, he's a sergeant. Bro, I got a family member and a brother that's a sergeant, so I hooked up. My brother, he's a sergeant.
Hey, dude, I'm just messing around.
Yeah, we're just fucking around.
Bruh, you almost got slapped, bro. That's crazy, bro, because I've been to prison for assault twice already.
Do you think you would have actually tried to fight us or anything?
If you guys would have tried to hook it up, bro, you guys probably would have been slapped. I'm going to go to the boxing.
And oh, you knew Henry Cejudo and Colby Covington couldn't stay out of the spotlight. These two had an intense little face-off. at the Celebrity Poker Tour. Now, these guys are famous for stirring the pot, and the MMA community always has mixed feelings about their antics. Some love it, some think it's plain cringy. But in the recent video posted on Cejudo's Instagram, they were caught bickering back and forth, although to be honest, they both seemed to be having a good time, so maybe it was all just playful trash talk.
You, Colby. Colby ain't got shit. Hey, say what's up? Colby. Colby, win the belt. Win the belt, Colby. Colby Covington wins the belt. Let's go. I wasn't trying to take it there.
But now, let's talk about what really shook the MMA world, Belal Muhammad's crushing loss at UFC 315 and the brutal aftermath. Coach Javier Mendez didn't hold back when he gave his take on why Belal lost. In an interview with Submission Radio, he flat out said Belal made a huge mistake by choosing to stand and trade strikes with Jack Della Maddalena. Belal had said before the fight that he'd stand and bang with JDM, but this ended up playing right into Jack's strengths. Coach Mendez was honestly baffled that Belal didn't lean more into his wrestling, and according to him, that choice cost him the title shot.
That's what happens, you know. You get comfortable thinking, oh, I'm going to prove to people I can stand. None of us thought that that Belal would be able to beat him just stand up. So he wanted us thought he could do, and that's what I'm thinking, you know. So I could be wrong, but you know, that's what it appeared like to me, that he wanted to stand. He didn't want to implement what got him the title, and that's the mistake people do. And that's one of the things that I don't know if you guys always remember, but I'm always used to be on Khabib all the time, because Khabib, everybody always criticized him for not being good at always keep him on track, but he'd always go off track trying to prove people that he could stand, and he could stand. As the fights went on later, he was able to stand really well, I mean extremely well, but I still didn't like that because I wanted him to go back to made him the best, you know, and that's the mistake a lot of fighters make. They want to try to prove their point that they can do other things that people think they can't do, so they go out and attempt them, and they're having success, and this is the case here. I think, personally, I could be wrong, but I think Belal wanted to show everybody that he could stand, and he said the words. And sometimes, believe it or not, when you say that, you go out and try to prove what you say, you know. And is this the case? I don't know. Belal knows. I don't. I just know that he didn't do enough take.
Israel Adesanya was right there watching the chaos unfold, and you could see the pride beaming from him as another Aussie, Jack Della Maddalena, finally grabbed that UFC welterweight title. In a video on his YouTube channel, Izzy reacted live to JDM's huge win, cheering his fellow countrymen on.
Let's go! Come on! Nice. Ah! Oh! Went for... No. His neck. Is he all right? Look, try it now. On him. Go on, Jack! 30 seconds, this is it. For your life. Boom, body head. Let's go. Yes, he did it. Oh my God. Great fight, he did it. Good push, man, even from Belal. Fuck both of them. Please. It's him. New.
But let's not forget, Khamzat Chimaev had been waiting for this. Before the fight, Belal had been calling Chimaev out, even saying he'd fight him at middleweight if he won the belt. Well, after Belal lost, Khamzat wasted no time jumping on X to clown him. He posted a picture with the caption, "He's crying again," and then added, "Yes, he called me Muslim brother." Then he goes saying he wants to beat me, so should I be nice to you? I like real people, not fake. If you call my brother, you should be my brother. I always support Palestine, but I never support fake people. And Robert Whittaker couldn't resist poking a little fun at Belal either, dropping a playful jab on his MMA Arcade podcast. And while all this chaos was happening, the internet did what it does best. It clowned Belal Muhammad hard. Memes were flying left and right, and the top three that totally took over MMA social media, well, they were savage. Number 3 came from Effective Article. Number 2 was posted by Genesis Delight. And the number 1 meme, that was from UFC Memory. And trust me, that one had everybody in stitches.
I don't think so.
He said, I'm not leaving Montreal without that belt. does that mean he lives in Montreal now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, big change. Big change. Different winters there, dude. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with what you say.
So yeah, UFC 315 wasn't just about fights in the octagon. It was personal. It was emotional. Legends like Jose Aldo said goodbye. Rising stars like Jack Della Maddalena took the spotlight. And fighters like Belal Muhammad, well, they learned that in this game, if you're not careful, the internet and your rivals will eat you alive. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest MMA news.